one stage we raised 1,000 turkeys here.
Wow.
Yeah. And we had 40 pigs here.
That must have been so noisy with 1,000 turkeys.
It was just lovely, actually.
Really?
Yeah. There's something about the way they sort of talk. It's not as invasive actually as a cockerel.
So what was the game plan? The game plan was to have a working pig farm, or was it to have a B&B?
No, I think really the B&B thing was more the focus, to be honest. It's one of those things where I always wanted to have chickens. So you get them broiled in that sort of chicken thing, then you get excited about all the breeds. So you go off buying all of these things that don't produce over the winter because they're traditional birds rather than hybrids.
Right.
And so you land up feeding these things all winter for no return. And then you start looking at the figures and you think, well, actually, that's not a good position to be in.
Yeah.
So we then got drawn into the pig thing by some friends of ours who've always raised pigs. And they said to us, why aren't you doing this yourselves? So I went on a course, I went on a pig course, butchery course, when Plumpton College and we, was running courses which were all subsidised by the government, which then stopped. So I was quite fortunate. I did all sorts of bacon courses, curing courses, sausage courses, you name it. But after the 6 chickens, Ronnie rang me up in London one day at work and said, I've just bought a flock of sheep, as you do.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, okay, fine, what are they? And he said, they're sowing. I don't know out of this, what's he bought, you know. And they've been fantastic. They're basically a conservation flock, and we have sold loads of lambs over the past sort of 8 years. They're lovely, they're very sweet. And then the bird thing has come about because of all the hatching. You know, if you're hatching hundreds of turkey eggs and things, you want to do something that's a bit more interesting to see what happens. So we started hatching other things. And then you land up with this lot that are out here, you know, geese and ducks and peafowl and partridge and pheasant and...
Are they all reared for presumably selling as game?
I don't know why we've reared the partridge and the pheasant, but I guess it's probably for the table.
To make a lot of money at raising animals, and I'm afraid you don't. It's a lot of expense, and one of the things that we went into the B&B was because in the end we said, well, we have the house, whether there's just us living in it or to get a house full, the house is still the house, and it doesn't cost you. There are certain fixed costs. You know, you have to heat it, you have to light it, and so. Running the house was X, whereas running the animals was more than X, if you like.
Yeah.
So therefore the animals, we've been downscaling. We still keep the animals, and we're still doing our own food, and we're still doing the bacon and the sausages for ourselves and the B&B guests, because we think that's important. But running the animals, running 11 acres, trying to make money, on raising livestock on that. It's good luck to you.
You're incredibly affable, you're really lovely people, the home is gorgeous. I mean, the room I'm in, it couldn't be any better. You know, it's spotless. I mean, I didn't do it for it a bit. I mean,
just check on the doors.
I really
very kind of you.
I really couldn't be bothered anyway. I mean, it looks immaculate. It's got a lovely feel to it. The whole house has got. It just feels really, really loved. It doesn't feel. It's also like we bunged that on there. Everything looks like you cared about it. You wanted it there, and you know you actually feel for everything you've got here, which I think is lovely.
Well, it's our home.
It is, yes.
And it is very much our home. It isn't 2 rooms are our home and the rest is, as you quite rightly say, just, you know, slapped on and that'll do.
No, I think it's really about trying to make people happy, I think. And well, a lot
and
of
ourselves
really,
in the process as well.
I like doing that, and because you know we don't have family close by. If you've got a house like this, you can't just leave it to rot. You have to do something with it. And everything here is on this estate, little estate, has to earn its keep. So does the house. So you know, I think it works. I think it works well.
As you were saying about the conversion thing, that this house hasn't undergone too many 60s, 70s.
No.
In fact, I can't really think of anything. You know, all the doors are original. The original Edwardian, Victorian
when was it built?
doors. 1895.
1895.
Oh,
Yeah, we had.
But there could be a little bit of shift on that. We're not.
Well, we had a locksmith come in because when we bought the house, we had a big bucket of keys, didn't we?
Yeah.
And none of them fitted any of the locks. So I didn't know where we had the keys from. Maybe it was all the neighbours' keys that we went in. It was a swingers club. But so we had to get a locksmith in, a master locksmith in, to come and take a lot of the locks off all the doors, and he had to make a key for each one and what have you. And
he must have loved you.
He's a really skilled guy.
Very nice. Lovely to see you.
Fantastic.
And he said, we said to him, well, you know, are the locks original? Oh yes, no, he says these are original locks. And we said, well, what sort of period? And he said, well, they date from around 1895. And so that's why Longbourn 1895 from our locksmith.